Gentlemen, welcome back to my channel podcast. Before for can say your host Carlo here. Yeah, so today we're back again. So there's some 10 things that you need to consider, or there's some things that you need to consider when building a clothing brand or starting a clothing business. If you want to be in a clothing business for a very long time in the wide, there's some small things that you need to consider when coming inside. So those are trying to get a logo. First of all, starting any business, you just need to get a logo. Clothing business, it will demand a logo first. So within the logo, just have to Google it because maybe your design might be somebody's own that he has been using for a very long time. So through that, you just have to Google it and check the kind of designs that a lot of clothing brands be using online so that you won't get a small thing inside. Because nowadays we live in a world that if you do small things, they will sue you. You understand? So building up in the clothing brand, those are the things that you have to consider first. Building your own logo that is not similar to somebody. Just be different from them. Be different from others, their logos and this thing. You can just decide to be a name, only name. That's a name logo. Yeah, that's a name logo or the like normal logo that you yourself later you're going to build for it. Yeah. Adidas only used name logo and they brought in the three stripes later on before they started their brand. So they were only using Adidas. So let's first of all, I'm wearing Barcelona jersey. Barca has a logo here, right? But then they were using only FC Barcelona before they build up their logo for the team. That's what Adidas started. That's what Nike also started before they got their switch. I don't know how the pronounce it or what. Yeah. So you have to consider building a logo first, and the secondly, uh, the kind of elements that you're going to use. Most of the time, most company have clothing brands that have their own elements that they use in their shirts. They have their own textures there they are used for their hoodies and stuff. So all of those things, you just have to consider all of those things, like trying to know the kind of elements that you are going to use, the kind of uh, design, those kind of small design logos that you'll be going to like. Uh, Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton has a lot of elements that they use for their jean, their denim. You see their logos are too much. They have the LV, they have a star, they have another one like two, three also that they use inside their denim or any kind of dress that they are going to design. Yeah, so those are the things that you need to consider. And the color also, the kind of colors that you're going to use for your just be different. And also the font style you're going to use for your brand. You have to stand out from a lot of brands. You shouldn't go and be using any other font style. You have to get a one particular font style that you'll be going to use it for your brand. That's one particular font style you're going to use for your brand to make it be like your own font style. That's the most very important thing. But if you are not getting all of those, that just first of all get your logo. If you are being struggling to design your own logo, just use your name. I started using my own name before I built up a logo. CS, that's Kante. I combined the C and the S together to get a logo, and it's very nice. That's this one. I don't know if you could see this one. Yes, CS. So the C and S, this one is the S. The C comes inside the S, and there's a dot. Yeah, you understand? So I was using only Kante, Kante before I built up a logo. And now I have about two, three logos that I use, some for my t-shirts, some for my name, some for my other stuffs. So as times goes on, the ideas will come to build more. And through the marketing also, you know it already. I have my video that I've been posting about how to market your video. So if you have not watched that one, so you can just check in the videos, you can see that one. I think it's the second video before this. Yeah. So building up a logo for your clothing brand is very important. Those are the things that you need to consider. First thing you have to do is just get a name and a logo. Yeah, and use a name that has a meaning. Don't just be using any name. Nowadays, people buy something through the names or something. If the doesn't have any good meaning, they're not going to buy your stuff. So just get a good name for your clothing brand, and that's all. You can even use numbers. I have a logo called Nine, Ground Nine. I don't know the meaning, but it sounds good. Ground Nine. Yeah. So those are the things that you have to consider. So Ground Nine, the logo for yourself will be kind of easy. Like one of my friends texted me last week, said I should design a logo for them, like Ribbon. The brand name is Ribbon. What should I do first? I have to combine the name plus Ribbon and design it together. So it has to have something inside that shows that, oh, this is it. Even if there's nothing on it, you just put the ribbon on. There's the brand's name. There's a ribbon here, so yeah, obviously that's the brand's name. Because all their t-shirt has a brand has a ribbon sign there. Understand? So those are the things that you have to consider when building a clothing brand. That's the first thing. That's the first thing you just have to consider. The rest will come later. Yeah, the rest will actually be coming later because build up your clothing brand. The design will be less stress for you. Building up your logo, all the designs will be less stress for you. You can choose to put it anywhere. The most stressful things in the clothing brand is your logo. That's the most stressful thing ever. And after the logo, to the kind of uh objects that you're going to use for the brand. If you are going to pick up a natural object and trying to create your own elements out from that natural object, it also will help you out. I started doing that thing back in school. They told us to use a eggshell to create a pot when I was in school. So you draw the eggshell, you draw like 10 eggshell, and you pick one from it to design that one to also 10 times till you get a final work that's like you're going to design a pot. So you pick the eggshell, you design any element that on the seaside. You can get I forget their names, crab shell or tortoise shell or those kind of shells that you see on the seaside. Yeah. So you design from it. You just pick them design, started drawing them 10 times. You pick one from inside. You go here, you draw another one so 10 times, and you be starting bringing out the original thing that they say you should do. That's where we started. That actually helped me a lot to be a critical thinker. Think fast to design something from an object. At least they say you should design a car from this mouse. So what do you have to do? Say draw this car 10 times. This mouse 10 times. Draw it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. You pick one out of it to start using that one to design the main thing that they say you should do. That's what I was been doing in back in school. So obviously I became good in those kind of things because I actually use the eggshell to design to mold a pot for my final year exams. So those also help you. So the first thing you have to do, just get your name, the logo. Make sure you don't pick somebody's name or somebody's idea. We use somebody's idea to create our own thing. That is the fact. But that doesn't mean that you should to do the same exact thing that a person did. You should to be looking maybe similar, some a little similarities must be inside, but it shouldn't be like 50%. It should be only like 10%, and the rest of the 90% is supposed to be your own design. That is it. There's nothing new in the world, but creating a logo is should to be different among them. Logos are just normal. Cortez brand. You see their logo, simple. It's nice. CRTS. That was also their one of their logo, name logo, CRTS, and the star. It's really nice. You understand? So maybe your brand is gratitude, so GTD, or how you are going to use it to form a small name. You understand? So maybe GTD or GTRD or something like that, gratitude or GRTD, something like that. To also create a logo from it and use some elements to inside, some objects to be inside the logo, like a star or something like that. Star has been too much in a brand and clothing brand, so mostly people be using stars. But star is something like it's attractive to add into your name or something or your brand name. It's good. It's actually good. Yeah, I don't lie. That's perfect. But try to bring out new things to add it to it to make it also look you also stand out. So that's it. Building a logo is very important thing. That's the main thing they have to consider doing it. And afterwards, the designer will just come. You just put them in the t-shirt. It will pick. If it's nice, you just print them out. You check the quality. It starts promoting your brand. The rest will be following. The kind of elements that you'll be using for your shirt on your this that. The rest all will come later. Yeah, the rest all will come later. So this is all I have for you today. Make sure you design by not taking somebody's ideas. Create your own thing. Get the logo done. Get your element. Get your textures you're going to use. Be sure to get your own font style you're going to use for your brand and the kind of colors that you'll be using. Also, some people get color wheel. This one I'm going to use. This is the main color I'm going to use for my brand. But later on, I'll be mixing them with some things. That's okay. Yeah, like Adidas black and white. We all know Adidas black and white. You know, they just try to mix other colors, but their main colors are just black and white, and it's perfect for them. Yeah. So try all this thing and to help you out to build a greatest brand ever. Yeah, so this is what I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share to your friends, and let's have fun. Your host Color here. We out.